Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. I'm Victor Holtman. Welcome here. How's your day been so far? Good, thanks. Just got off a good day's work, and please call me Scott. Okay, Scott, let's start by setting up some goals for this meeting. The first meeting is free of charge and is to help us get to know each other better and for me to understand your financial situation and goals. I want you to leave this meeting feeling like you understand your own financial situation better and with a clearer set of goals than before. If there's anything you don't understand or want me to evaluate, please don't hesitate to interrupt or ask me questions. Do you want to add something, or does that sound good to you, Scott? Sounds good. This is all very new to me, and I'm sure I'll have questions as we go along, but for now, I don't think I have any questions. Perfect. Like I said, please ask as many questions as you feel are necessary. To start off, I would like to know what brought you here today, Scott. Explain to me why you feel like you need financial advice. Me and my family, wife and 2 daughters in college, have always lived a pretty expensive lifestyle. This has not been a problem in the past, and I make good money in building developments. However, recently, larger payments such as my daughter's tuition fees have been eating away at our savings. The payments have not gone up in general and my pay is the same, but the money just isn't there anymore. Okay, I understand. Before we dive deeper into this to clarify the issue, I also want to hear about your goals after retirement. Try to visualize the perfect moment and paint me the picture of what you see. I see me and my family on vacation, driving down the coast of Italy in a car with the top down. The girls are all grown up and done with college, managing their own lives, but I will want to be the one buying them the trip and showing them the world. Me and my wife live in a smaller, more manageable house closer to the beach in Australia, and we have more time to spend on activities with friends and with our families. From what I hear, Scott, it seems to me that your daughters and the security of their future is very important to you. Yet it is these larger expenses that hit you unexpectedly and causes you to dig into your savings because you don't have the money. Is there a reason for why you don't allocate the money for these payments in advance? Since you already know when they're going to occur, why don't you secure them beforehand? You're right in that assumption, Victor. My family's future is the world to me. In the past, I've always used one account for more or less all my transactions and not really utilized any type of account where I can keep the excess money. The money has always just been there in the account. Keeping your money this way has many disadvantages. Not only would it be very difficult for you to keep track of where you spend your money, but given the high inflation rate in Australia since 2017, I'd say you're losing money by having them in the bank the way you do. Inflation has been running between 2.1 and 1.8%, and interest returns on check account is very low as 0.01% to 0.02% if we look at ANC. Sorry, I'm not sure I understand. You mean that the money I've saved up is worth less today than, let's say, it was last year? Yes, prices around you have gone up and that money does not have the same purchasing power as they used to do. This leads me pretty well into the next topic I would like to discuss. How do you feel about risks in your investments? The thought of you losing money now seems to startle you a bit. I work very hard for the money I earn, and I don't like the thought of gambling it on risky investments or losing it to interest rates. I want to be able to accurately gauge how much money I'll have by the time I retire given the expenses I have today. Okay, just to clarify this to you. This does mean that the investments you make will not have the same returns as investments with higher risk, and that committing to a savings program and putting money aside will probably lead to you cutting back on your expenses. Yes, I understand, and I feel like I can get through my day-to-day life without spending the same money that I do today. I understand. From the information you've given me, it seems to me like the main problem you have is that you don't control your spending, and this causes you to have problems with large payments. By keeping all the money so close to you and liquid, causes problems you didn't foresee in form of interest rates. Does this sound accurate to you, or do you have another view of the situation? Sounds about right to me. I didn't understand that money in my bank account is worth less the day. That is a real eye opener for me. To try and conclude what we discussed here today, Scott, we feel like you need to get a better understanding of where you spend your money. It will be very difficult to assess your situation if you don't know where all the money is being spent. Do you feel like we accomplished the goals of this meeting? Do you understand your own financial situation and goals better now? This was all very new to me, but it has so far made me understand my own situation better. I now understand the first step I need to take for financial control, and that feels great. Perfect. Thank you for your time, Scott. Hope to see you again. Thank you, Victor. I'll make sure to look at my spending better from this day forward. If I ever feel like I need further help, I'll contact you. Enjoy the rest of your day.